Hi, welcome to my channel. My name is Saskia. I'm a yoga teacher and I'm passionate about making yoga accessible for everyone. And this morning we're going to do a short morning flow that you can do first thing in the morning to wake your body up, or you can do it at any time of the day. So to start, we're gonna laying down. So to start, we're going to be laying down, and I'm not going to be using any props today. I've just got a little towel here to sit on because I don't have any props available to me right now, so we're not going to be using any. So come to lay down, and we're starting in Supta Baddha Konasana, reclined butterfly pose. So bring your feet in towards your hips as close as is comfortable, feet together, and then let your knees fall out to the side. You may need to adjust a little bit to bring the soles of the feet together. Find a position that feels comfortable, and then you can rest your hands either on your inner thighs, maybe on your tummy, or you can let your hands fall out to the side, or maybe even bring them up overhead. That might feel nice. So see what feels good. And we'll stay here for a little bit. Begin to be aware of your breath. Start to relax your body. Relaxing your muscles. Start to settle into your body. Noticing how your body feels this morning. Let yourself be heavy and soft, nice and relaxed. And from there, we're going to bring the right knee in towards your right armpit. And you can hold on either to the back of the thigh. We're in our half happy baby here. Or if it's within reach for you, you can hold on to the right big toe, or maybe to the outside of the right foot. So see what feels good to you. See if you can have the sole of the right foot facing the ceiling or the sky if you're practicing outside. And your left knee can stay as it is to act as a counterbalance. I will take one more breath here. And then bring your left knee back up. The sole of the foot is flat on the mat. And then bring your right ankle on top of your left thigh. And we're coming into our reclined pigeon pose. You can either stay here if this feels good. If you want more sensation, you can bring the knee in towards you. Threading the hands through, maybe holding on to the back of the thigh, or maybe holding on to the shin if that's within reach. Flexing the right foot. And try to relax your body as much as possible. It might be nice to just rock from side to side. One more breath here. and release the hold. Bring both feet back onto the mat. And then walk your feet in towards your hips as close as possible. And from there, on the next inhale, we're pressing the hips up into our bridge pose. Make sure that your knees don't splay out. Keep the knees over the ankles. Engaging your glutes, really pressing the hips up. One more breath here, keep pressing your hips up. Exhale, release, and come all the way back down. And from there, we'll come into our half happy baby on the other side. So bring the left knee in towards you, and then hold on either to the back of the thigh, and you can let your right knee fall out to the side as a counterbalance. Or if it's within reach, you can hold on to the big toe, or maybe to the outside of the foot. So see what's within reach for you. Having the sole of the foot facing up. Try to relax into this pose. Breathing deeply. Let's take one more breath here. From there, bring your right knee back up, and we'll place the left ankle on top of the right thigh, and you can stay here in your reclined pigeon, or if you want more sensation, start to bring the knee in towards you, threading the hands through, holding on to the back of the thigh, or holding on to the right shin, whatever is within reach for you. It might be nice to just rock from side to side. One more breath here. And release, placing both feet back on the mat. And then we'll take our bridge pose again. So start to walk your feet in towards your hips. Make sure the knees are pointing up and are over the ankles. And then on an inhale, pressing the hips up into your bridge pose. And imagine dragging your heels closer to your shoulders. You want to keep the legs engaged, tensing your glutes. One more inhale, press the hips up. Exhale, bring them back down. And then hug your knees in towards your chest or towards your armpits, rocking from side to side. And holding on to the back of the knees. And rocking forwards and back until you can come to sit up. And from there, make your way into tabletop. So making sure that your hands are roughly underneath the shoulders, hips are over the knees. And we'll take our cat and cow movement. So on an inhale, drop the belly down, drop the chest, looking up. Exhale, rounding the lower back, the upper back, rounding the shoulders, press the hands into the mat, look down. Inhale into your cow pose, drop your belly, shoulder blades come together, looking up. Exhale, rounding the back. Cat pose. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. Let's take two more here. And our last one. And let's come back to neutral. Walk your hands slightly past your shoulders. Tuck your toes under. And we press the hips up and back into our downward facing dog. Adho Mukha Svanasana. You can take your feet as wide as you want. Bend your knees, make space for your belly. Maybe walking the dog here. Alternate bending the knees. Stretching out the back of the legs. Breathing deeply, pressing the chest towards the thighs. Oh, one more breath here. And let's start to walk the hands towards the feet, to the back of the mat. Bending your knees generously, maybe taking your feet even wider. And let your upper body hang, ragdoll pose. Your fingertips can rest on the mat, or maybe you'd like to hold on to your opposite elbows. Last breath here. Releasing the arms. Bend your knees even more and we'll slowly round all the way up to standing. Shoulders and head coming up last. Roll your shoulders back, shining the palms forward. Finding a stable position with your feet. Closing your eyes. Standing here in Tadasana. Tuck your pelvis slightly. Tuck your chin. Engage your legs, lifting the kneecaps. Feel the stability of this pose. On your next exhale, gently blink your eyes open. And let's take a half sun salutation. So on an inhale, we reach the arms all the way up. Palms come to meet at the top. Exhale, bend your knees, hinge from your hips, fold all the way forward. Into your forward fold, Uttanasana. Inhale, place your hands on your shins or on your thighs. Halfway lift, keep a flat back. Exhale, fold. Inhale, you come all the way up to standing, circle the arms up. Palms meet at the top. Exhale, hands come through the midline to heart center. And let's do that again. Inhale, reaching up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Looking forward, keeping a flat back. Exhale, Uttanasana. Inhale, all the way up to standing. Exhale, hands to heart center. And we'll take our full flow. Inhale, reaching up. Exhale, hinge from your hips and fold forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, start to walk the hands forward. Find your plank pose. Body is nice and straight. Legs engaged, glutes engaged. Engage your core, pressing the hands into the mat. Holding it here. Exhale, knees to the mat and come all the way down to the floor. Inhale, press your hands into the mat, lifting the chest up. Cobra pose, Bhujangasana. Exhale, back down to the mat. Place your hands behind your shoulders and coming through tabletop, back into your downward facing dog. You can place your feet as wide as you want. You can bend your knees here. And press the hands and the fingers into the mat.
Bringing your chest closer to your thighs. And bring your knees down to the mat.
And from there, we're going to step the right foot forward. And rather than taking a low lunge, we're going to walk the right foot out to the edge of the mat. And then let the sole of the foot come off of the mat. So the right leg opens up. The knee maybe falls out to the side. If it doesn't, don't worry. We all have different ranges of flexibility. So we're in our lizard pose. And you can either stay here up on your hands, or if you have the flexibility, you can come down onto your forearms. Only if that feels good. And if you have props at home, feel free to use a bolster or some blocks underneath your forearms to bring the ground a little bit closer towards you. Keep dropping the hips down. And one more breath here. And from there, lifting the hips slightly, walk the right foot back in. Let's take our half splits. So you can keep the hands on the inside of the right foot, and then send your hips back. Straighten the right leg. And it's okay if your right leg doesn't fully straighten. You can keep a slight bend if the hamstrings are tight. And from there, start to bend into the right leg. Hands come back onto the mat. Press your left hand into the mat. And on an inhale, reaching the right arm all the way up. And breathing here. Inhale. Exhale, bring the right hand back onto the mat. Step your right foot back into tabletop, and we'll go straight to the other side. So step your left foot forward. Your hands on the inside of the left foot. And walk that foot all the way out to the edge of the mat. Let the sole of the foot come off. Maybe let the knee fall out. Open up the hip into your lizard pose. So find the position where you're comfortable. You can stay here, or maybe if it's within reach, you can come down onto your forearms. Breathing deeply. And one more breath here. And coming back onto your hands. Walk that left foot slightly back in. And we come into our half split. So you can keep the hands on the inside of the foot. Start to straighten the left leg. And 2 breaths here. Inhale, bend into the left leg, place the foot back on the mat. Right hand presses into the mat, dropping the hips down, and on an inhale, reaching the left arm all the way up into your twist. Breathing here. Inhale here. Exhale, hand come back to the mat. Step your left knee back next to the right. We'll take our last downward facing dog. Press your hands into the mat, tuck your toes under, lifting the hips up. Notice how this feels after a bit of movement. Keep pressing the chest closer to the thighs. And bring the knees to the mat. And come to a seated position. I'm using my blanket here to sit on. And because this is a morning practice, we're going to be finishing in a seated position. If you would rather take Shavasana, feel free to do so. Rolling the shoulders back. Bring the palms on your knees, palms facing up to the ceiling. Feel free to take chin mudra if you want. So bringing the index fingers and the thumbs together. Sitting up nice and tall with a straight spine. Imagine the crown of the head being lifted up. Focus on your breathing. With every in-breath, notice your belly rising. With every out-breath, notice your belly button moving towards the spine. Invite stillness into your body and into your mind. And taking one last breath. And bring your palms to heart center in Anjali Mudra in prayer pose. And we'll close with the chant of one Om. So take a deep breath in to chant on the out breath. And your palms to your forehead. Namaste. Thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you enjoyed this morning practice, and I hope to practice with you again soon.